So we will start oxidation of alkenes with mercurium compound. When we have an alkene, this alkene can be oxidized using mercuric acetate in presence of water. Then we can treat this mercurium salt with either sodium borohydride or some acid, so that the mercury will be leaving from the group. So what we will get is an alcohol. What we will get is an alcohol. Okay, just take the notes along with me. Mercury is a poisonous and toxic material. Mercury is a poisonous and toxic material. It is used selectively hydroxylation reactions. So what we can say, hydration of alkenes. Hydration of alkenes. So one side we will be adding OH group to the double bond, and other side we will be adding hydrogen to the double bond, so that the overall reaction is hydration. So addition of water, we will add hydrogen here, we will add OH here. So that is what is overall hydration reaction. One more important point regarding mercury is, as I said, it is highly toxic material. You know, mercury poisoning may lead to death within a month. Okay, and even it is difficult that we are poisoned with mercury. Okay, we don't know. So because generally the chances of mercury poisoning are very less. Okay, so when we are poisoned with mercury, that means when we inhale mercury or when we take mercury, so we cannot that easily identify that. Okay, so mercury poisoning is very dangerous. Releases mercury fumes when heated to decomposition. Remember, mercuric acetate, we cannot heat this because when it is heated, it releases mercury fumes. Okay, mercury itself, it is a highly poisonous, and if mercury vapors are there, they are even more dangerous. I'll explain the mechanism how this reaction occurs. When we use mercuric acetate, all metals are being electropositive, and double bond is electron rich system. So there will be an attraction between double bond and metal salt. Okay, so here what happens, a double bond generates okay, then mercury also gives electron. So in that way, mercury compounds generates a three-membered mercurinium ion, a three-membered mercurinium ion salts. This three-membered mercurinium ion, now it will undergo, of course, OAC minus is there. Now it will undergo hydration reaction. We are also using water. So what happens? Water will add to the one of the carbons in the double bond. Then the three-membered mercurinium ion will break down to give. So one side it is H2O plus, other side it is HgOH. Okay. When we take out a proton from this, we can take out a proton from here. So it generates Hg, OAC, and then OH. It generates. Okay. Then this fellow can be reduced with sodium borohydride. So sodium borohydride reduction will remove this mercuric salt, and we will add a proton here. Oh, sorry, hydride ion here. Okay. So what we will get a overall reaction. Okay. This is the overall reaction. Okay. So alkene first undergoes a three-membered ring with mercurinium ion. Then water addition breaks the three-membered ring. Loss of proton will generate the alcohol. Then this mercury can be removed using sodium borohydride reduction. Sometimes we may also use strong acid. When we use unsymmetrical alkene for oxymercuration, demercuration, then we can easily say whether it follows Markovnikov's rule or anti-Markovnikov's rule. So this alkane, one side it is disubstituted, other side it is monosubstituted. So when we use unsubstituted alkenes, we can easily predict whether it is whether it gives a product according to Markovnikov's rule or anti-Markovnikov's rule. Oxymercuration, demercuration follows Markovnikov's rule. So it gives alcohol at more substituted carbon. It gives alcohol at more substituted carbon. So this is according to Markovnikov's rule. I will explain how it follows Markovnikov's rule. The first step is formation of a three-membered mercurinium ion salt, right? With loss of OAC minus from the mercury, it generates a three-membered mercurinium ion salt. Then the second step is addition of water. For example, water is a nucleophile, right? So before adding water, what we will try to do, because water is a nucleophile, it can add to, because it is an electron rich system, it will easily add to electron poor system. That means water addition is possible to carbocation. So when we break this three-membered ring, which one will be the stable carbocation? Okay, this side it is secondary carbocation, this side it is tertiary carbocation. So when we break this mercurinium ion like this, one side it generates a tertiary carbocation, it is stable carbocation. It is a stable carbocation because what the next step is water addition. Oxygen with its lone pairs will attack on a carbon, so that means oxygen adds to electron poor systems like carbocation. When we are talking about carbocation, it must be stable carbocation formation, right? So among the two possibilities, one is secondary carbocation, other is tertiary carbocation. So which one easily forms? Tertiary carbocation is more stable. So that is why tertiary carbocation easily generates here in this case. Then addition of water will occur at this carbocation. Then subsequently when we reduce with sodium borohydride, it will give this tertiary, quaternary alcohol. Okay. So remember that oxymercuration, demercuration follows demercuration follows Markovnikov's rule. What is Markovnikov's rule? When we add HCl or some mineral salt to an alkene, H plus adds to the carbon with more number of hydrogens, right? H plus adds to the carbon with more number of hydrogens. The nucleophile like Cl minus or Br minus will add to the carbon with less number of hydrogens. Or in another way, nucleophile adds to a carbon more substituted carbon. Nucleophile adds to a more substituted carbon. So similarly here nucleophile water is adding to more substituted carbon. So that is why it follows Markovnikov's rule. Next example, we will do oxymercuration, demercuration on alpha pinene. Alpha pinene is a very good example for explaining regioselectivity as well as stereoselectivity in organic reactions. So what we will use, mercuric acetate, H2O, of course solvent system is H2O THF. Then we will use sodium borohydride for the reduction. So it is a stereospecific reaction. When we talk about this alkene, one side it is monosubstituted, other side it is disubstituted. That means this carbon is more substituted carbon. So according to Markovnikov's rule, water will add to this carbon. Okay, fine. Up to that it is fine. Then whether it is alpha alcohol or beta alcohol, when we look at the stereochemistry of this molecule above the plane, it has a bridge system with two methyl groups. That means addition of an nucleophile from above the plane it is not possible, whereas addition of an a reagent from below the plane it is possible. From above the plane it is not possible because of the spherical crowding created by these methyl groups, whereas from below the plane, yeah, we have hydrogens. Okay, we have hydrogens, but hydrogens may not create that spherical crowding as like methanes. So below the plane addition is possible in the case of alpha pinene. So the H2O will add to alpha pinene from below the plane. So what we will get is an alpha alcohol. Okay, or in this case, what we say it is a endo alcohol. This is endo product, or we can say endo alcohol. Please take a snapshot. I'm changing this. Okay. So when we do hydroxylation on this alkene, it is according to anti-Marconi capsule. Sorry, it is according to Marconi capsule. That means OH will add to the more substituted carbon. We can also have anti-Marconi capsule product, but this can be obtained using borohydride reductions. It's a boron reagent. When we add boron reagent, it adds one side hydrogen will add, other side boron will add. We can oxidize boron with hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide. So wherever boron is there, so that carbon will get OH. So it is according to anti-Marconi capsule. So I will discuss this in detail when we discuss reductions. Okay. So this is anti-Marconi capsule. borohydrate reductions will occur according to anti-Markovnikov's rule, whereas mercuric acetate, it follows Markovnikov's rule. Not only alcohols, we can also get ethers. So if we use an alcohol instead of water in mercuric acetate reactions, so here what we use water, but instead of water, if we take some alcohol, then this alcohol will add to carbon. So instead of alcohols, what we will get here, we will get some ether. So we will get some ethers. If we use water, we will get alcohol. If we use some alcohol itself, then we will get ether. The formation of ethers in mercuric acetate hydroxylation reaction are best explained if we have some intramolecular reaction. That means an alcohol and an alkene both in the same molecule. Okay. So when we treat this fellow with the mercuric acetate followed by sodium borohydrate reduction, then what it will do, it will generate is a mercury adds this side and OH add here. So it generates a cyclic system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered ring. So it generates a 5-membered cyclic system like this. So it is an ether, right? It is an ether. We can explain how it generates. In the first step, we will generate a 3-membered mercurinium ion, right? So in the first step, we will generate a 3-membered mercurinium ion. Next, this oxygen with its lone pair will attack on more substituted carbon. This side it is mono substituted, this side it doesn't have any substitution. So this carbon is more substituted carbon. So alcohol adds on more substituted carbon. So mercuric acetate, 3-membered mercurinium ion complex will break down. So what we generate is a positive charge here if we have this OH also, and then here mercuric acetate. So this upon proton loss and reduction with sodium borohydrate will generate this 5-membered heterocyclic system. when we have two double bonds in the same molecule, then also we can get this intramolecular cyclization. Okay, I'll show you how. And we treat this fellow with mercuric acetate and water followed by sodium borohydrate reductions. What we will get is an oxygen between these two systems so that it generates a 5-membered heterocyclic system. I'll tell you how. In the first step, for example, if one of the double bond is forming a mercurinium ion and then water adds to it from more substituted carbon, in that case, what happens? Uh, in this alkene, this is more substituted carbon, this is less substituted carbon. So water adds here, it generates an alcohol, and mercuric acetate will add here. Okay. In the next step, what happens when we add mercurinium ion on this double bond, it generates like this mercurinium ion. So it generates a mercurinium ion on the other double bond. Of course, we also have this OH, right? Now this intramolecular fashion, like in the above example, this alcohol will add to the more substituted carbon of this mercurinium salt. So this carbon mercury bond will break down. So what we will get after loss of proton, what we are getting? A 5-membered heterocyclic system. This side we have HgOAc, and the other side also we have HgOAc, and other side also we have HgOAc. So when we treat this fellow with sodium borohydrate, both mercury salts will break down. We will generate this 5-membered heterocyclic system. I will also give you one more example of this kind. When we have cyclooctadiene, then we can convert this mercuric acetate water followed by sodium borohydride. So oxygen will attack on one side, mercury will add here. In this double bond also, the neighboring group participation, oxygen will attach on this double bond, mercury will add here. After reduction with sodium borohydride, both mercury will be lost. When we look at the ring size, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here there is no other driving force. So what we can generate is a symmetrical both 6-membered rings. Okay. We can also redraw it in a 6-membered chair conformation state. So this is one 6-membered ring and this is another 6-membered ring. Oxygen here and here. Okay, so in that case it will generate both equal membered rings. Both are 6-membered rings. But if you attach oxygen here and here, then what we will get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered. One side we are getting 5-membered ring, other side we are getting 7-membered ring, which is unlikely, right? So when we know the rules for generation of cyclic systems, 5-membered rings are easy, 6-membered rings are easy. Then 7-membered, 8-membered are uneasy, are not that easy. Okay, 4-membered, 3-membered, they are very difficult. Please take a snapshot. I'm going to change this page. And else what I can do is I will give you one more example, the last example on oxymercuration, demercuration system. When we have a triple bond, of this kind, when we add oxymercuration, demercuration reaction on a double bond, what we will get? We will get an alkene. If two double bonds are there, we will get an ether.